next one would have been Francisco Martinez.
I have that one on my list too. Talk to us about him.
He was so Francisco Martinez was at several gyms before, younger, at Irving Powell. When we were at Irving Powell too. Went to Viveros Boxing Gym in Oak Cliff. Man, he just started progressing a lot. Very, very, very good. He was
what weight?
I believe he was he was Shakur Stevenson's weight.
Okay.
And he was, you know, whatever happened, I don't know what, I do know, but it's none of my business.
Sure.
You know, the father took him somewhere else, back to Irving, and Francisco was on the verge to be an Olympian. He was one fight away from being an Olympian.
So you're telling me he went into a tournament, he won a bunch of matches, and then he just needed the final
he just
to
needed
win?
Not the final to win, just one fight to win.
One fight to win.
One fight to win.
And then he qualifies for the team?
He would have been the Olympian, just like the way the 132 pounder here was. I forget his name, from here, from LA. But, you know, at that time too, he had also just left. And, you know, all the stuff that he was doing stuff, you know, it was coming from the gym, It's from our gym. That's what got him there. But like I said, that, you know, whatever reason they left, and sure. It is what it is. But that's another kid, Vergil. Vergil was up there.
2016.
He had a chance, but then they changed the age state of him, so he couldn't. He didn't have. He was like 3 months shy, 3.5 months shy of being too young to go. And then actually it was more than that. Then they realized that Shakur Stevenson couldn't go, and they changed it. So Shakur Stevenson could go age-wise. And then I used to me and Beltran, actually I trained Costa when he was younger, started him, had him, and Beltran when he came to, you know, he took over, he helped this and that, and another kid that was very, very, very talented, very talented. But some people grow up and they think they know it all and they don't want to listen to you no more. And one thing I've learned is that you know, you can have all these guys, and you know, they come and go, but my son will always be there. And I started noticing certain things with my son, like not saying that, you know, not. I just felt like I wasn't putting enough attention because I was just giving it to someone else. And then I just started noticing something that he was being off too much on, and that's because of the lack of attention I was giving him. So it wasn't worth it for me anymore. So I stuck with my son 100%, and that was it. We had another kid that was pretty good, but it's just these guys, man. Once some of these kids, and I'm sure it's not just us. There's a lot of everywhere else. You know, they get to a certain point way up there that they forget the people that take them there. And it's not that saying that without us, they're nothing. Not that. But sometimes without certain people, that certain person or that certain group you have, they're the ones that take you as far as you get. But that's just the way, you know, certain people, I guess. But yeah, but we've had a lot of success in that gym.
We had a lot of success, and that's it's not a coincidence. If you have somebody from 08, 2012, 2016, and you just keep producing Olympians, it's not a mistake.
You produce Olympians, you're producing national champions consistently. You always have somebody ranked number 2 or number 1 in the nation consistently. That's not by accident. That's not by accident. I mean, you have a good gym, and a lot of that comes from Gene Vivero. I mean, and Wayne Maddox. Everybody forgets about Wayne, Coach Wayne. Coach Wayne Maddox was Gene's left-hand guy, guy that was made you work hard, made you hit the mitts real hard. He's just a very, very, very good guy. That's, you know, that again, he's like what Hector is with me, Wayne is with Gene. They complement each other, and that's what makes our gym work. And we don't feel like one's better than the other. Hell, when I got there, new to their gym, and I remember Gene and Wayne both gave me the mitts and told me, hey, you're gonna do mitts, and I was thinking, okay. So I go in there and they fucking throw roll for me to do mitts with roll. I've never done mitts with a southpaw, really. Never really. So I was like, fuck, and I told them, southpaw never really did. He goes, shit, you're gonna learn. So they made me. So I did mitts a few times with Earl a while back, just a little bit, not too many. But but that's how you learn, and that's one thing I've learned from them, and I think that's why not only do I feel like we've had some of the best boxers in our group, period, hands down, but some of the best coaches, because not only is he developing boxers, he's developing coaches. And so that's what we do now with our younger kids that maybe don't want to box them or something. We try to keep them in there, and we try to make them do mitts with the other kids. And there's another kid that's young, he might be 19, his name is Eric. He used to box, and it just wasn't for him. Some boxing is just for nobody. Not for that one person. And I have over here Robert doing mitts with Vergil, and one of the top trainers in the world. And I'll go back in Grand Prairie in Texas, and I'll have Eric doing mitts with him, a kid who's just young, and again, that's developing, that's helping develop a coach, because coaches need help too. And so it goes back and forth, So that's okay.
In seeing some of your lives on Instagram, I saw that the way Hector Beltran does mitts with Vergil, clearly I see him doing mitts with Vergil, but he does exactly mitts with his own son. Yeah. Like it was weird, because I was watching. Clearly with Ellie getting a bunch of footage, I see Hector, and you don't think about it. You're just watching Hector do mitts with Vergil, but then when you see him do mitts with his own 15-year-old son, it's like he does it exactly the same way.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that Hector's son can do pretty much almost the same as Vergil. We actually have a very good foundation of kids right now that I wouldn't even want to say we, because I have my son. I would say more like Hector has a very good foundation of kids, and those kids are all pretty much ability-wise and talent-wise, they're just as good as my son. So you can pretty much show them the exact same thing, and it's to a T, and it benefits them. And they might even have something else that they have more than my son, maybe, because as you're coaching, you learn more stuff. So what you got to do with this kid, you don't not only not do it with this kid, but you do more what you've learned already with these over here. So they're maybe a hair or two more, a little bit more advanced at that age. It could be, but yeah, Hector, why change what works? Again, not everything works with everybody, but you have the car that can do the same thing as the other car, the ability-wise, why change it? It's a proven formula.
Sure. I was thinking of the next question. The fight from December, the last one that I saw live before the pandemic hit. Brad Solomon. The shot that hurt Brad, because I recorded a little bit from ringside. It was a jab that hurt him I think it was the 4th round, and Vergil hit him with the jab so hard that Brad's body language, like he just dropped his hands, like he couldn't, like to deal with the shot that he received. You just saw him drop his hands, and then Vergil pounced on him, and he tried to put his hands up, but Vergil jumped on him. And tell us a little bit about, like, Vergil trains to hit every shot with bad intentions. Tell us a little bit about that.
So with Vergil, when I was training Vergil when he was young, there's a lot of things that I would pay attention to a lot of fighters, what they did best, what they didn't do best, habits they had, why they wouldn't advance, or what was holding them back, what they needed. And a lot of times, a lot of these fighters, what they needed, or what they didn't have and needed, they actually did have, they just didn't do it. Some guys won't go in there and they won't fight inside. They don't have an inside game. But it's not that they don't have it. They just don't have maybe the encouragement to get in there and actually do it. And that's what they like. Everybody likes something different. Some people. But with my son, I always, one thing that I noticed that people didn't really use as a as a power tool or as a tool in general was the jab. And the first punch I actually taught my son wasn't even the jab, it was actually the body punch. So my son is very, very superior in the body punch.
Left to the body or?
Left to the body.
Okay.
Either one. But you know, that's only that punch for me. Usually, someone's best punch, they use that a lot because it's their best punch. My son don't have to use it because he's so well rounded and so on all his arsenal that he's gonna get you with it when he wants to. He's waiting for it. But the jab is very important. When he throws, it looks like it's just all power. But the thing is he's throwing it so straight, you really don't see it. You know, it's a lot of power because he's just strong naturally, but he works hard. So combining that, landing it when you're supposed to with your footwork, stepping into it. Is a certain time when you land a jab, some people flick it, some people overcommit on it. There's just a certain time you're supposed to land on it, and we've worked on that since he was a little boy. So, you know, punching, it's supposed to be bad intentions. But there's time you can tone it down. There's time when you can mid-punch. I call it mid-punching when you're punching just with arm strength and not torquing your whole body. Mm-hmm. But even that, when he punches like that, he probably punches just as hard as anybody else does, just mid-punching. And so, I mean, if you watch when he fought Vargas in the first round, there was times that he was just in front of him and he just started using arm punching, and that's when he started turning him red. That's a lot of skill. That takes skill to do something like that. But you know, you bring the power down, but you just have the punch status a little bit higher, and it's that. Pretty much that's it. But yeah, his jab, it's a very good jab, very very good jab.
That leads me into the next question, Sammy Vargas, and and you can tell me if I'm wrong. But was your game plan for him was to not go to the body for Sammy Vargas?
So a lot of people are you know, trying to give me shit about he's not going to the body, he's not this, he's not that.
Last thing, there's a show that I've been going on and helping them out every once in a while. Can you give a shout out to the show Hispanics Causing Panic?
Shout out to Hispanics Causing Panics.
D-Style and G-Funky. Thank you for your time, Vergil.
Yes sir, you take care.